Could you give me a description of i3 and its services that it provides to its customers?
Yeah, i3 Solutions Group was founded in 2012 in Singapore and then 2015 in the UK. The services it provides are mechanical, electrical, essentially power and cooling services for the data center sector, primarily in design and consulting and to some degree in testing and operations as well.
Perfect, thank you. So sort of on digital transformation more broadly, how have you seen the sector change in recent years and how has that sort of shaped your operations at i3?
I think the biggest change we've seen in the industry is end user driven, as more enterprises have looked to IT service providers to outsource their information technology requirements, and that's profoundly changed the landscape of data centers from on-prem, user-owned data centers to outsourced. And of course, this has been largely led by the large hyperscale companies such as AWS, Microsoft, Google, and so on. So that's the main change that we've seen in very broad terms in the industry in the last 5 years, and it's also, I think, likely to continue for the foreseeable future as more organizations look to these organizations to support them and provide IT services for them. It's the main things.
Has there been any key trends or technologies that you've seen in the industry at the moment, or perhaps any that you would like to see developed more?
I suppose in technical terms, again, it's end user driven. Probably two main trends. One is sustainability is really coming into focus. The sector is a large consumer of energy and really has to deal with resolving inefficiencies, and not just inefficiencies, but also working in a more sustainable manner. And sort of conflicting with that is the ever-increasing power requirements from technologies. Technologies become more intensive in terms of the amount of power they're consuming. This in turn has driven up IT load densities, which in fact has changed the way that we have to provide power and cooling around that. So those are the big things, I think.
Could you tell me a bit about your relationship with Server Farm and sort of expand on the services that you offer and what benefits they gain from working with you or using the technology?
So I won't name specific projects because specific projects are confidential, but as an example, we might look at a potential acquisition, and that acquisition from the seller's point of view, they think it's, they see a certain value, a certain IT load potential, which is what this is really all about, is understanding what the IT load potential is, because that's what essentially is what is sold by Server Farm to their customers. And sometimes we're able to, just see much more value in that asset than perhaps other people had seen previously. And so that's what I mean by enhance it, but by finding ways in which you can increase the asset value or realize what was there where perhaps other people hadn't looked at it hard enough in the first place. The Server Farm are very good at that, and we like to think we're good at helping them with that.
How would you describe sort of your partnership with them as a whole, and how important would you say close collaboration is to any successful partnership and project?
I think collaboration is absolutely essential. It's sadly lacking in many instances that I'm aware of other organizations. The way we work with Server Farm, because we've kind of worked together a lot, we understand a lot of things that they don't want to do without even asking the question, and I think that enables us to resolve problems and make decisions very effectively. If we make mistakes, we put our hands up and tell them, and that's unusual these days. But yeah, it's a great collaboration from my perspective, and we know what they're trying to achieve, and our goal is to make sure, to the extent that we can influence it, that they achieve those goals.